Welcome! Hey guys, Leotai!
Rosita!
Oh
Let me
my
put my camera on. I have been
goodness!
missing you.
I have been missing you too. I was going over some of my old voice acting stuff and I was thinking about you. So this is such a wonderful, what's that word? Serendipitous surprise.
Good, because I
Oh,
need to do my voice acting stuff. When I'm not in class, I just
I feel
fizz out.
you. It's it I did yeah yep. They're so I got so excited I have to pull out my earphones off my eyes my ears to parts of the body. You know how it is,
Your
right?
earphones off your eyes. That sounds painful.
Right? Yeah, you know you stick these earbuds in your eyes. I mean, uh,
Yes, I want to know more about voice acting and all that stuff. So let's keep in touch.
there we go. All right. Okay. Hi guys. Happy New Year's, everyone!
Happy New
2024!
Year's!
It's 2024, guys! Thank the Lord Jesus! Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us another year. I mean, and also thank you to all the higher powers that you guys may believe in. I mean, we made it for another year, guys. We survived.
Yes. And it's nice to have a fresh start to really think and
Yes.
go, okay, that's over.
And
And I'm doing this now.
right, and just like this brand new motivation to start especially our recycled goals, the ones that we wanted to start from like last year. Like I didn't accomplish that, so let's start anew again this year.
Yes, very much
And
so.
we become more courageous. We actually have that initiative to start, because one of the scariest things is to actually start doing things.
It is. And um, it is. I mean, I feel like with my acting stuff, I'm more afraid of being successful than failing. So that keeps me from doing stuff. I don't know what's going to happen. It's just do it and enjoy it. And I mean, just work on the craft and
I
see what
think
happens.
one of the things, and so again, this is a shout out to Andre. One of the things that he told me is that I personally have a fear of success, and rather than fearing success, is having. Oh, absolutely, yes. That's a thumbs up. Yes, um, is enjoy your craft, enjoy the now,
Yes.
regardless if you
Yes.
become successful or not. If this is something that you're absolutely passionate about, then it's not about becoming successful or not, as long as milagros, miracles. Hallelujah. Guys, we're
Yes.
like, I know for those that are watching this, like whether on Twitch or like LinkedIn or whatever, like I'm seeing people that are just becoming courageous right now, like just turning on their cameras and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, yes. First
Yes.
steps.
And I have
First steps.
I have bed hair, and I turned on my camera
See, there you go.
because
And
I'm courageous.
for the
Yeah,
record,
look,
you have really good bedhead.
Thank
I
you.
didn't even know it was bedhead until you said it.
Thank you.
And Shelly, you're just so pretty.
I'm nervous
Oh,
how I look. I'm always like, like
Uh, no, you got ooh.
me
Other
and
other
Michelle were
intonations,
on a
right? Like
phone call a
ooh.
few days ago, and I told her she was really gorgeous and she shouldn't be afraid.
Yes, I
Thank
think
you.
let's overcome the fear and then accomplish our passions. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about today. Um well, specifically when it comes to singing. Singing is and can be scary. It can be intimidating, especially when you don't know where to go or what not, or don't know like what to prepare or just what to expect. It can be a whole new adventure for someone. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be giving you guys tips on what you guys really need to know, especially when it comes to finding a teacher. And this is not a plug-in, even though I am accepting students. Hi guys. But no, it's for, and how to find the best instructor for you. Because everyone is different. Everyone learns differently. And also, everyone has a different motive. You will be surprised the different types of vocal trainers that are out there. And maybe you guys don't need a vocal trainer. Maybe you guys need a vocal coach. And we're going to elaborate more on the and we're going to be talking about that in class. But I have to say I am super excited to see everyone here. It's heartwarming, and this is better than coffee. This is giving me hyped up. This is the energy boost right here. Is you guys. All right. So, whether you guys, for those that are interested in taking singing lessons or vocal lessons, or even just like improving your voice in general, whether you want to sing, if you're just an occasional, singer in your shower, because come on, the bathroom has fantastic acoustics. That's how we always sound like a pop star in the bathroom, because the bathroom has fantastic acoustics thanks to the water as well outside the ceramics. But or whether you guys are planning to become a professional singer, or you're dreaming about that stage, or you're just looking for someone just to improve your voice for the choir. Okay, this video is for you guys. We're going to explore various avenues of taking, singing lessons. And also we're going to talk about we're going to be talking a lot. FYI, just fair warning. So I hope you guys have your coffee or tea or any caffeinated drink, because this is going to be a long one, guys. Wait, Monster juice? Okay. At least it's pink.
It is. It's good.
It's.
It's not my favorite, but
To their own.
My neighbor got the wrong kind, so.
Celsius, girl. Celsius. You need Celsius, not Monster. Celsius.
Okay. That's what Fiona says, Celsius.
Celsius. Yeah. Okay. Not boasting for energy drinks. I would try to avoid them, but if you need to, Celsius. At least that's my opinion. Okay. And okay. So first thing is first, when it comes to finding the right teacher, we first need to decide what you want from lessons. What do you want? If you want to improve your technique, if you want to expand your higher range, if you want to sustain the phrases longer, if you want to improve on monster sounds for voice acting, or sound more, or practice your anime voice acting, because Lord knows that the American voice acting could really need help on that for when it comes to anime voice acting, but I'm definitely going away from the main topic there. Your prospective voice teacher can tell you what they focus on and how a lesson may be structured around your goals. And I was having this discussion with a fellow colleague of mine, my fellow friend. He's absolutely amazing. Some of you guys may know of Philip Fullerton, who's a great piano and voice teacher himself. We were talking about the different types of singing or voice trainers that are out there, and different types of vocal coaches that are there, because each one will have their own specialty. Some will specialize in music theater, some will specialize in hard rock or a specific type of rock. Some might specialize in character voices when it comes to singing. And some will only work with a with certain clientele. So what do you want from the lessons? That's going to be your first and most important one to help you to find that prospective voice teacher. Another thing to consider is, okay, you want to start singing lessons. Are you doing this for fun? Or are you interested in developing a career or explore some major singing, or like meaning, performing at your local theater? If you're looking for a singing career, there are trainers and coaches alike that will focus on those type of clientele. If you want to improve in the karaoke scene, there are trainers and coaches that will help you specifically for that. The third thing, and don't worry, I'm going to type this down into the chats. So don't you guys worry. Actually, I'm going to do that right now before I go too ahead here, which is definitely a thing. And Croco Shark! We website? Yes, I will plug my website, rositaruiz.com. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay. So, 1. What exactly do you want from lessons? 2, are you doing it for fun or interested in developing a career? Please hold. 2, there we go. And this leads me to number 3. How much time do you want to spend practicing? Now, a lot of us, especially with the new year, we're going to have a lot of goals that we want to achieve. But when it comes to those goals, we got to put some time into it, right? How much are you willing to practice outside of the class time? Now, for singing, and I am approaching this as as a vocal trainer and a vocal coach myself, honestly, minimum of 10 minutes a day, especially for beginners, as we're learning how to build awareness of our bodies, how we are breathing, how we are executing a particular sound. We're learning the fundamentals of technique. And the first thing, at least in my opinion and my approach when it comes to teaching voice, is what your body's doing and creating the awareness of it. So minimum, especially for beginners, 10 minutes. You're going to hear a lot of teachers like, oh, you have to spend 14 minutes. You have to spend an hour. That might be true depending on your why and what your end goal is going to be. So for voice acting, right? If you want to do, like, if your goal is to voice act in a video game, right? At that point, I would suggest even in the beginning to to do about 15 minutes. Specifically, a lot of it's going to be warm-ups and also practicing different voice types and different voices. If you're looking just to sing at your local church choir, then again, I would suggest 10 minutes just to warm up your voice, to really and focus on, expanding your range, expanding your tone, etc. Sorry, it is super dry. No, I don't need light. I need humidifier. You guys are going to see some smoke action. No, you're not because there's no water there. Okay, poop. All right. Hey, better than the S word, right? Right. So, what your end goal is going to help you identify how much time you are willing to put into outside class. So, give me 1 second. Now, at any point, no, I will type it out. I'll type it out. Excuse me. I do have to update my Twitch because I'm on new platforms, guys. My website is rositaruiz.com. And you guys can find some blogs and a store too. So, okay. Now, lastly is what do you want to sing? Now, if you guys are not sure about your options, when you know what you want to sing, talk to a teacher and see what type of style of music they specialize in. Now, some teachers, as I mentioned before, are going to specialize like in classical music, or they're going to focus on character voices or rock music. And also, what kind of method do you want? If you guys don't know, then this is the part where I would suggest you to try different teachers, because a classical approach, although it has many benefits, but it may not be your cup of tea. So maybe you want to go into more of a contemporary method when it comes to singing. Any questions so far? Are you guys good? Yes, the
Yes, I have a question. Oh, dang, what was it? Can you tell a little bit more about the difference between classical voice training as opposed to, I mean, would that be a different than, say, musical theater, pop sort of training?
Of course. So musical theater will predominantly fall into more of the classical vocal training. So I'm just answering a question here. So basically, the difference between classical vocal training versus contemporary vocal training is going to be essentially philosophy. Is going to be based on the actual goals and particular techniques. So with classical vocal training, to generalize it, it's going to emphasize the development of a strong foundation in breath support, in breath control. And the focus of it is to produce more of a full and rounded tone. Whereas with contemporary vocal training, although just like classical, where it does also focus on breath control and vocal support, but there's more emphasis on stylistic versatility. So meaning more like different types of genres. It's going to use more different of agilities in those different genres. Also, you're going to be working more with equipment as well. And with contemporary music or contemporary approach, it's going to focus more on belting. It's going to focus more on the more popular common sounds. Whereas with classical, it's more of the purity of your tone. It's more of the really the nitty gritty techniques of the voice. Um, and also with classical music, you are trained to sing without any form of amplification, no mics. Whereas contemporary vocal music, it's all about mic because that's part of your performance. Just please do not swing the mic or else I no. Another difference between vocal training and classical vocal training and contemporary vocal training is with classical, you're working on how to sing more complex melodies and also harmonies. And as I mentioned, that's also going to be focused on more of a rounder tone, a fuller tone, that it's going to be consistent throughout the different registers. Whereas contemporary vocal training, it's going to focus more on, it will have more focus in comparison of like modulation. It's going to also have more focus on emotive expression. And sometimes even improvisation, which you're not going to see a lot in classical vocal training because everything is by paper. And I know that's like a lot of information. So to even generalize it even more is I like to consider classical is like ballet, which teaches you the nitty gritty of the fundamentals of technique. Whereas contemporary vocal styles or the contemporary vocal method of teaching is like tap or jazz or modern dance, and where you have more freedom while using those fundamental techniques. Are we okay? See? Awesome sauce. All right. And how about you guys in the Twitch, LinkedIn, YouTube world? You guys doing okay? Awesome. Okay. Okay. So I'm just reading some of the chats. All right. Now, when you find a potential prospective teacher, I think it goes without saying that we want to find out basic information about that teacher, such as qualifications and costs. Is just as important as identifying what you want from your voice teacher. Now, I will say, if the teacher is only charging like say $20 an hour, it doesn't mean that they're a bad teacher. Okay? It's probably the reason that they're charging that low in comparison to other teachers is where they live. The cost of living might be lower. They might live in another country. All right. So you want to see where they live, not their address, at least the country that they live in and or state. Okay? Do not go stalking mode. So the prices can be dependent on the cost of living and where that teacher lives. Now, the average price for a vocal trainer will be $60 an hour. And that's for those that actually have experience in it, at least a minimum of 10 years of experience. Now, sometimes when you do see like $20, $25, there also might be a new teacher seeking for more experience. Okay? And some brand new teachers, honestly, they can be really great because they've recently had so many lessons themselves and they have that genuine passion to share what they learned with you guys. Now, we want to find out whether this person has been teaching more than just a few years versus, they just had like a couple of singing classes. Okay? Now, I will say this, and this is for anyone that has an interest in becoming a vocal trainer and or a vocal coach themselves. Just because you can sing well does not mean that you can teach. Just the fact that you may have the knowledge about singing does not mean that you can teach. Teaching is a whole other skill on its own. We have to learn how to explain things. We have to learn different methods on teaching. Although the fundamentals will remain the same, but the methods of teaching a student will vary. Okay. Now, really, okay, this is more of a stereotype than anything else. A lot of the time, actually, for really good voice teachers, they may not have time to answer all of your questions. With that said, I want you guys to ask questions. I don't want you guys to quiz them. No. I don't want you guys to start quizzing the teachers like if they're being audited or something. You may not get a great response. But just ask them possibly for suggestions for starting the conversation to get the answers that you need. Most of us, if you have questions, we will answer when we have the spare moment. Okay? Now, going back to experience, how many years has the teacher been, teaching? We want to find out whether this person has been teaching more than just for a few years. But don't automatically assume that you don't want to work with a teacher who's just getting started. As I mentioned, some brand new teachers are really great because they just recently had those lessons themselves and they have that passion to share that knowledge with you guys. Okay? And also a newer teacher is going to charge much less than someone with more experience and may have more availability so they can fit your schedule. Now, a more experienced teacher, we know how to address a type of vocal problems that we will want to focus on top of your goals. Experienced teachers, one, we will modify our lesson plans to you and what you want to achieve. Of in addition in addition to addressing particular vocal areas that we know, like, we probably need to improve on this as well, because we will have a trained ear. Just ask Michelle. I don't need to see her to tell her what's up. I just have to listen to her. Also, with experienced teachers, we'll have years of experience explaining how to do something and may have a variety of ways to explain the same technique. So we're sure that you guys understand. If the prospective teacher has been around for a while, you might find some reviews on that teacher, whether it be current ones or former students, who can tell you how that teacher helped them. Education. And this is where, again, misconception will come into play here. As I mentioned before, just because you can sing well doesn't mean you can teach. Okay? I will say this. Those that say that, oh, you must have talent to sing, just stay clear from them. Okay? With that said, there are vocal trainers that exist that will only work with those that already have a decent voice or an improved voice. And that's their interpretation of talent. Everyone can improve their voice. Okay? So if someone says, oh, you can't sing because you don't have the talent, again, just stay clear. That's not going to be the teacher for you. Singing has a science to it. This is why I say everyone can improve their voice. It's not just a motivational factor, it's just there's literal proof. Okay? This is where education is going to come to play. Be sure to ask where the teacher studied or got their experience in singing from. You want a voice teacher who's had years of both performance experience and teaching experience. And it is okay for those that have more training experience than performance experience. That is okay. That doesn't mean the teacher has to have also a degree from an Ivy League school. Okay? Even though I do, but I'm a nerd. I love singing. I still read books on it to this day because that is my passion. I want to know everything about the voice and vocal expression. But that's just I'm me. But someone else that you might meet doesn't have to have that degree. Okay? They just need to know a great deal about singing and the science about singing so they can effectively and effectively and efficiently help you reach your goals. You do not need vocal trainers and coaches, they don't need a certification to teach. Although, in my personal opinion, they really should. Serena! Hello, my dear. Happy New Year's!
Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry for my delay. you know that Scott was recording something, and I was listening in and giving advice and feedback and stuff.
Yeah, Scott was telling me about that. We actually had a lesson this morning.
Yay!
So
Yeah, no, he told me too.
yeah, he let's just say he enjoyed the new warm-ups.
He told me as well. Happy New Year, Rosita.
Happy
Long
New
time no
Year's.
chat.
I know.
Also to you, April Leotai. Also long time no chat, Leotai. I think, are you still with Lori Ann?
Yes.
Cool. Please give her my fondest greetings.
Same.
Okay.
Same for
And
Lorianne.
maybe let her know that I've written her on her official Voice Academy LA on Facebook.
Okay.
Cool. Because at Christmas, like I wanted to thank her because I've made a lot of progress over this past year, and without the fundament that she and you, like Rosita, Fiona, and Royanne built, I couldn't have done that. So yeah.
I will do that.
And for those that do not know, Lorianne is another incredible vocal trainer. I mean, her
100%.
knowledge. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yes.
Like if I remember, I'll put like all her socials. But she's just and Philip's socials as well. Like she's great.
She's so amazing. I miss her classes too.
Yeah, her live.
Yeah,
I miss her old like live classes that she used to do on the platform that should not be named.
Me too. Back then when take lessons was still affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's not say that too loud.
Yeah. Okay. Now, also, no, choir directors. Let's talk about choir directors here. Our choir directors, voice teachers, they can be. Okay? They can be. They actually should be, to be honest with you. But like I mentioned, outside like school choir directors, it's not needed to have any form of formal certification to teach. Okay, so that's why I encourage you guys to look at both experience and education. Let's talk about location. Now, there are various ways in how to take singing lessons. 1, in person. 2, online. 3, having a one-on-one. And 4, in a group environment. Now, of course, the one-on-one and the group environment can either be in person or online. How do you know which one will work for you? I will highly suggest just to try out both. One will do better with in-person lesson than an online and vice versa. Some teachers like myself, they will also be a hybrid. So if you come to my neck of the woods, right, and having an in-person lesson, but let's say that you're traveling, we can do an online lesson. Most teachers, will accommodate you based on their preference. Okay? Now, if the teacher is willing to come to your home, keep in mind that you may need to pay more, especially in the state of California, and where gas is like $5 a gallon. So please keep that in mind. But if you're going to the person's studio, we always want to respect the teacher's studio. So please do not touch the equipment. Please, the equipment are expensive. And or if you're doing this at a school, right? Or you're going to a business. Of course, you know, ask the teacher about parking, ask them about hours, ask who's allowed to come in. We want to seek out the information that we need, especially when we're trying to find a teacher based on the location. So, again, the teacher, you can go to a school, you can go to the teacher studio, whether it be an actual business outside their home, or the teacher studio can be at their home. Or teachers can come to you. But please know that there might be a surcharge, a traveling fee. Also, with location, we also need to consider recitals, performances. So we want to ask about, now some teachers will do recitals and some teachers won't. Okay? Which is okay. So usually it's going to be within like a 5-10 mile radius of where the location is of the radius of where the teacher teaches. Now, the cost. Okay. The cost of voice lessons is going to vary depending on location. Some teachers may charge less for online lessons versus in-person lessons. And that also may vary if that person lives in, say, San Francisco or New York. Now, my prices are the same, whether it be in person or online. Okay? Now, these prices may cost more than a small town somewhere in the Midwest. The cost is going to be based on how long that lesson is going to be. So I guess this goes back to where I say, like, well, how long do you want to take a lesson, right? How much time do you want to put how much time you want to put effort into singing? We want to find teachers that have variations of class durations. Some may only just offer hour lessons. Some may only offer 45 minutes. And some may offer 30 minutes. So again, I'm going to use myself as an example. I offer 30, 45, and for larger groups, I have 120 minutes, and I have 4 to 5 hours. Those are my VIP packages. That's for like bands and stuff like that. Which, by the way, that one has to be booked like in a month in advance, because it takes me 2 weeks to prepare for those lessons. Ooh. Now, for 30 minutes, I would not really recommend it for an adult. For an adult, I would recommend 45 minutes on average. 30 minutes will be perfect for the kiddos. Specifically for ages under 13 and younger. Okay? Also, the fame of the voice teacher can also affect the cost. I have colleagues who charge $450 for 30 minutes. And I mean, she's good. I mean, she has a couple of like Grammy-winning artists under her belt. I have 2, and I still charge $60. So, with that said, fame is going to impact the cost of the teacher. So, if you want Roger Love or someone like that, please prepare to pay a pretty penny. Or pull out your Amex. get those travel miles, right? Okay. Do. Now, also, one thing that we do have to remember is that prices do not guarantee the quality of the teacher. I've heard numerous stories, and also I experienced it myself on one occasion, and where people would spend hundreds of dollars on a teacher, and it was not a great experience. Nor did they feel like they knew anything. So, do your research, education, look at those reviews, look at the experience. Lastly, the policies. Most of us, we will have a 24-hour policy. If you cancel your lesson in less than 24 hours, don't expect to get that lesson back. Some are more flexible than others because we understand that life happens. But most policies, especially let's say that you're going through like School of Rock or a vocal studio, if you don't show up or cancel within 24 hours, you forfeit that class. Okay? Now, knowing what to expect from a teacher. Honestly, you will need to know if a teacher's good for you. This is where it can get costly. It can take from a couple of weeks, usually 1 month, to 3 months to know if the teacher is good for you. Okay? And it's going to take about 3 to 6 months on average for one to hear the improvements in their voice. Now, again, I'm talking as a vocal trainer, is that when you have a good teacher, your voice will improve within 1 week. But a lot of times, students will not hear them themselves. That's why we recommend recording your classes. Okay? Now, of course, the improvement of your voice is going to vary. Usually, the quicker things to improve on your voice will be your range and your tone. Pitch and breath will take a little bit longer. Okay, so it'll take roughly about several weeks to a month to know that teacher is good for you. It's going to take 1 to 3 months for you to hear and or feel any form of improvement. And this also requires comprehension as well. The purpose of a lesson is to gain more information about singing and how to execute it. And also, we as teachers are going to give you constructive criticism. When we give you advice, when we try to correct you, we're going to help you in how to troubleshoot that particular issue. Okay? Constructive criticism is not insulting you, well, depending on how one words it. But constructive criticism is to help you. If you encounter a teacher that's like, no, that's not right. That's wrong. You suck. Find another teacher. Okay? That's not constructive criticism. That's, for many people, verbal abuse. Okay? Compliments and constructive criticism, we're going to explain on the how and the why. Or rather, the why and the how. Okay? All right. If you find a teacher who does nothing but praise you, you are wasting your time. Because that type of lesson may boost your confidence, but it does not help you improve. Now, for those that are in the Zoom call, you guys know me, right? I am nice when I give you guys constructive criticism. But my face cannot lie. I blame the Latina blood on that one. So, like, if I hear a wrong pitch, I'm like, that's not quite right. Let's do that again. Here, try doing this. Okay? But if I hear you right now, like, that was perfect. I loved the effort that you put into it. I love how you more praise than addressing the initial problem. Just find another teacher. You need that constructive criticism in order to improve. Okay? This also goes for voice acting as well. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay. Now, let's say that you guys found your teacher and it's been a successful couple of lessons. How do you improve? How do you take what you know back to your home and replicate what you did? How many of you guys have gone to a lesson, right? And you did excellent in that lesson. And then you go home, you try to replicate it, and you're like, but how did I do this? How many of you guys forget? Let me know. I'm seeing a lot of... Okay. Now, yes, disclaimer, I am totally putting a plug in right now. Write notes. Record your lessons, right? Whether it be visual or audio only, I don't care. Like, good notes or any note-taking advice that has audio, write the notes. Good teachers will actually give you like a practice log, right? And they'll write it for you. What we worked on, things you need to work on, what you did good at, what we need to improve on. We're also probably going to put okay, here's a little schedule for you so you can plug in when you're going to study so you can keep yourself accountable knowing that we're going to check that and we're going to see that. Yeah. So I actually do have a journal out. Leo Tai, I actually have to give you this. It's my new baby. You're muted.
I'm eating lunch. That's why I muted.
Lunch. Ooh, lunch.
I'm 2 hours ahead, so.
True. So I have a singing journal out. And it's in PDF form. Right now I'm working on it to publish on Amazon, so it'll be printed. And you can write your goals, your long-term goals, your short-term goals. This is stuff to bring to your lessons. Write down what you worked on, the song that you worked on. It helps you learn how to sing and learn how to sing a song correctly, journal. And it's supposed to help you keep accountable.
That would be great, Rosita. I would love that.
Okay. I'll send it to you via Discord, yeah?
Okay.
Or also, actually,
Lean
it's
in.
available for free. Yeah, free. I'll send it to you directly
Favorite price.
on teacherspayteachers.com. If you guys download it on teacherspayteachers.com, please leave a review. You won't be able to leave a review until like 24 hours that you've downloaded it, though.
Okay.
So please help me build my Teachers Pay Teachers store. I would really, come on, there you go, appreciate it.
Okay.
As also in my Teachers Pay Teachers store, you will find also foreign language um resources as well. Jonathan, it's a croco shark. It's a Jonathan. It's a Jonathan. Oh my goodness. I'm just so happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy, 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 happy. Okay. Speaking of moving in from a certain site, group singing, coaching in is this. This is the group singing, yeah. Well, right now we're only doing singing the basics, and where I talk about the misconceptions of singing, the science behind singing, and all of that stuff. I talk about also vocal teacher training on these live sessions as well. But since it's the new year, I just thought that it would be a great idea to talk about how to find a good teacher for you and how not to get scammed and what you need to know and prepare before starting any singing lessons, because I don't want you guys to fork in a lot of money and not get the results that you've desired. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Rosita, I would
Yes.
share my awesome vegetable soup with you, but you're too far away.
Oh no, do I have to make another trip to Texas? Oh darn.
Yep.
And I've been talking about visiting April and you for like 2 years now. Despite that, I
Yep.
was in Texas for a month back in March.
What?
Yeah. But it was raining most of the time.
Okay. Well, we'll
Yeah.
keep in touch about that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Rosita, since I'm blabbing with soup on my face, when do you have a actual daily workout singing class?
Great question. Right now that has been on hold for the daily warm-up
Okay.
classes. As will there be any opportunities for group singing in these meetings or just lectures? There will be opportunities for group singing. Yes. But I am planning for once a month. We were supposed to have one for Christmas. But I got sick. I'm planning to bring out open mic again once a month, starting hopefully on February. So I know what my schedule is going to feel like. So open mic is coming back. Daily warm-ups, I have no idea when they're going to return. So, yuppers. Okay. Where did my thing go? Where's my notes? Where's my script outline? Oh, there you are. Haha. Okay. You booked your teacher. You're ready to go for your first lesson. How do we make it a success? All right. 1, it is okay to be nervous. There's nothing wrong of being nervous, okay? Especially like you might be like excited nervous. Or you have spam calls type of nervous, wondering if spam callers are going to call you during a lesson. Okay. The teacher is going to know that the first lesson is going to be a little bit scary. All right? And it's going to encourage you guys to be really brave and try to make some new sounds. One thing that I've been telling my newer students is that there's nothing normal about singing. Right? I mean, we're creating weird sounds out of our mouth. And Like a lot of times we're going to make you open your mouth to produce those sounds even louder. Right? I mean, so I had a lesson earlier today. We were doing a ya exercise. I told my student not to move their jaw so we could work the tongue. I know, despite how many times I've taught this exercise, it still sounds weird to say out loud. So, we'll go like, yeah, 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 and so forth. Right? Well, people go, yeah, 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 yeah. That's how you guys can get tired, FYI. So, we want to embrace the weirdness. Okay? Are you going to feel silly? Yes. Are you going to feel absolutely dumb and ridiculous? And you're like, why am I doing this? Absolutely.
Oh my God,
so much. Singing lessons should feel like a safe zone. Okay? When you have a good teacher, we're not here to judge you. We're here to help you and guide you. And especially trainers like myself, like, we've heard it all. But I will say, sometimes there are a few surprises, though. Okay, so before your first lesson, if it's not already communicated, ask the teacher if they may record the lesson. They may have a recording device that you can use at the studio, but you know what you can do? If you have a phone, you can just record your lesson. What I like to do is video lessons. Are you going to like it? No, absolutely not. Nor are you going to like the audio lessons too, because, we are our own worst critics. But you get to hear yourself. And the reason why I say use video lessons is to see what you are doing. Right? Because, yeah, you may pay us, but sometimes you're not going to believe us, even though you're paying us. So when we have that visual proof, it's just validation for us and for you. Especially when we're trying to tell you, hey, you improved in this area. It's like, no, I don't feel like it. I still feel like I suck. And I tell you, watch the video. And you're like, oh. For my students watching this, how many of you guys have experienced that with me? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't need to tell you, I told you so. Evidence. Proof.
There's some days where I love my voice and some days I hate it.
And that's going to be a lifetime, my dear. That's never going to go away. I'm not going to lie to you. So, but just got to know we're going to have our good days and we're going to have our, I don't like to call them bad days, more so interesting days. Okay. So, ask if you can record a lesson. Bring water, especially room temperature water. If you are one of the interesting people who don't like water, then have a flavored water that's low on sugar and that's not carbonated. Preferably just room temperature water. Okay? Please. Thank you. We need to stay hydrated. And also, if you guys go into a studio and there's a piano, please, I beg of you guys, do not put the water on the piano unless if your teacher says it's okay, which the majority of times it won't be okay. Because the pianos are our babies. Okay, yeah. Now, if the lesson is in a school or other locations without supplies, you may also want to bring along a small mirror. Now, if you're taking a video lesson, then just look at the camera. But if you're using an audio, like an audio recording, bring a small makeup camera. If you're a dude and you don't have these cameras, just I love what I was pulling. I was pulling out a protein shake the moment you started emphasizing. There you go. There you go. Ask your significant other if they happen to be female, and to say, hey, can I borrow your makeup mirror? Ta-da! And depending how hygienic that girl is, you might get a poof of makeup. Just to open slowly, open with caution. Girls, if you know, you know. I don't know why I was looking at Serena's box when I said that, but
What? What?
I don't know.
Me? Why me?
I don't know. I was just happened to look at your box when I said that. It was not on purpose. I don't know why. Okay. And also ask how many copies of the music to bring, especially if you're dealing with an old school teacher. They're going to have or if you have a teacher that has an accompanist or the accompanist themselves, they might ask you to give you physical like paper copies of the music. If not, most times a Kindle or a tablet is fine. Not a phone because it's too small. We don't want to go like this.
Made.
Okay. So let's do a quick recap of what we have learned today. We talked about finding the right voice teacher. We learned about 1, deciding what you want from lessons. 2, understanding common policies of voice teachers. 3, interviewing a potential teacher with specific questions, not giving them quizzes. We all, dude, I'm still paying for college, okay? I'm done with actually technically I'm not done with quizzes because I'm a nerd. But I already paid for college, okay? I don't need someone to give me a pop quiz. That's my job for you guys right now. It's my job to give you the pop quizzes. Now, now for future classes, so we do have Singing the Basics every Saturday, minus the 27th of this month, at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That'll be 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. East Coast time, sometime in England or in Europe.
Sometimes.
Sometime.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was 8 p.m. for me today.
8 p.m. Okay.
Okay, and 7 p.m. for the Brits, I guess.
Yeah, so 8 p.m. in Germany, 7 p.m. in England. Thank you. Sore mo. I am planning to bring back open mic sometime. Hopefully, it'll be like the last week of February. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. And I will keep you guys updated on future events. Now, I will be teaching ESL at 10 a.m. Spanish, Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific time. And until next time, I shall see you guys soon. And again, everyone, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
And Jonathan, I'm so happy that you came back. And yes, we are going to have some group exercises. There's times where I make you guys sing and I make you guys sing songs. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. I do miss your songs, Jonathan. And the only ones is the one that's sticking out is the one that traumatizes me the most is your spider songs. Yeah. 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 All right, guys. Until next time. See you
Bye.
soon.
Happy New Year.
Bye. Happy New Year.